Most men fail to get what they want from a woman because they move with uncertainty. They hesitate, over-explain, or seek permission instead of leading. Women don't respond to words. They respond to how they feel about you. If she senses doubt, neediness, or fear, she will test you, resist you, and ultimately control the dynamic. The modern dating world has changed, but women have not. They still respond to strength, confidence, and dominance. The problem is that most men don't operate from a position of power. They are too afraid to set the tone, demand respect, and hold a woman to a standard. They give too much, ask for too little, and wonder why they feel frustrated in relationships. A woman will always give more to a man she admires than to a man who chases. Getting what you want from a woman isn't about tricks, games, or manipulation. It's about understanding what triggers her natural desire to follow your lead. A woman gives freely to a man she respects. She resists a man who seeks validation. If you're constantly explaining yourself, negotiating, or waiting for her to decide, she sees you as a man without value. A strong man moves with certainty. He knows what he wants, makes it clear, and expects the right response. In this video, I'll break down 7 essential masculine tactics that ensure you always get what you want from a woman. These strategies work because they tap into how women are wired, not just what they say they want. If you apply these principles correctly, she will follow your lead every time. Let's get into it. I've created a community on Podium where I break down everything you need to know, step by step. You'll get no-nonsense practical advice that will boost your confidence and help you build stronger, more meaningful connections. And the best part? The first 20 people who join will get an exclusive discount. So don't hesitate, click the link in the description to grab your spot. If you know someone who could use this, share it with them. 1. Be clear about what you want. Most men fail because they are unsure about what they want from a woman. They think they want her attention, her love, or her respect. But deep down, they are afraid to state it directly. This confusion makes a man weak in her eyes. Women do not respect uncertainty. If you don't know what you want, she won't either. And that's when she starts to pull back, test you, and take control. A man who gets what he wants moves with clarity. He knows exactly what he expects from a woman and does not hesitate to communicate it. Clarity creates attraction. When a man is clear, he doesn't need to ask a woman for permission or over-explain his desires. His energy alone sets the tone. Women respect a man who speaks with certainty because it makes them feel secure. But clarity is not just about words, it's about action. If you tell a woman you expect loyalty, but you tolerate disrespect, you are not clear. You are weak. A woman listens to your standards only when she sees that you enforce them. A practical example of this is when a man is dating a woman and wants commitment. Instead of waiting around, hoping she will bring it up, he tells her exactly what he expects. He says it once, firmly, without pressure. Then he watches her actions. If she hesitates, makes excuses, or tries to keep things open-ended, he does not argue. He steps back and moves accordingly. That's clarity. He is not waiting for her approval because he already knows his value. Weak men hope a woman will eventually give them what they want. Strong men state what they expect and let the woman decide if she is willing to meet the standard. If she doesn't, he moves on without hesitation. Women are drawn to men who do not beg, who do not explain themselves too much, and who do not wait around hoping things will change. A woman wants a man who knows. 2. Never chase her approval. The moment you start seeking a woman's approval, you lose power. Women are naturally drawn to men they admire, not men who try to impress them. The problem is that most men believe they need to prove their worth. They think if they say the right things, do the right favors, or act the way she wants, she will reward them with affection. That's a weak mindset. A woman does not fall for a man because he tries hard. She falls for a man she respects. Approval-seeking behavior shows up in subtle ways. When a man constantly asks, "Are you mad at me?" he is chasing approval. When he over-explains his actions, trying to make sure she understands him, he is chasing approval. When he adjusts his behavior based on what he thinks she wants, he is chasing approval. Women pick up on this instantly, and instead of appreciating it, they lose attraction. A woman cannot respect a man who puts her above himself. A high-value man does not need approval. He moves with certainty whether a woman agrees with him or not. If she questions his decisions, he does not become defensive, he simply stands firm. If she tests him, he does not react emotionally, he remains composed. This signals strength, and women are wired to respond to it. They want a man who leads, not a man who follows. Imagine a man who is constantly texting a woman, double-checking if she is happy, or trying to avoid upsetting her. He thinks he is being considerate, but in reality he is showing weakness. Now imagine a man who texts when he wants, speaks his mind without hesitation, and is unafraid of disagreement. That man does not chase approval because he is rooted in his own value. Women feel this difference, and they naturally gravitate toward the second man. The key is to shift your mindset. Instead of worrying about how she perceives you, ask yourself, do I even approve of her? Is she meeting your standards? Is she adding value to your life? When a man operates from this mindset, he naturally commands respect. Women start working for his attention because they feel his strength. The next time you catch yourself explaining, justifying, or adjusting yourself for a woman, stop, say less, be firm. Let her feel your presence without needing her validation. This alone will shift the dynamic in your favor. 3. Control your emotions. A man who cannot control his emotions will always lose power in a relationship. Women do not respect a man who is easily triggered, overly emotional, or constantly reacting to what she says and does. A man who lets his emotions dictate his actions is a man she can manipulate. The moment she sees that she can get a reaction out of you, she knows she is in control. Women test men all the time, sometimes without even realizing it. She might ignore your text, act distant, or start an argument just to see how you respond. If you get upset, chase after her, or try to fix the situation immediately, she knows she has the upper hand. But if you remain unbothered, calm, and in control, she feels your strength. This is what keeps her attracted. A woman does not want to be the emotional leader in a relationship. She wants a man who can handle pressure, remain composed, and set the tone. Many men believe that being emotionally open with a woman will make her feel closer to them. But in reality, most women are not built to handle a man's deep emotional struggles. A woman might say she wants you to be vulnerable, but if you constantly unload your problems on her, she will start seeing you as weak. This does not mean you should suppress your emotions. It means you should control them. A man who expresses himself without losing his frame commands respect. A man who becomes emotional, needy, or desperate loses it. Picture two men going through a tough time. One man panics, complains, and looks to his woman for constant reassurance. The other man acknowledges his struggle, but keeps moving forward without needing external validation. Women will always be drawn to the second man because he represents stability. Women want to feel safe, and safety comes from a man who can handle himself. Controlling your emotions also means knowing when to walk away. If a woman is being disrespectful, playing games, or trying to provoke you, the worst thing you can do is argue or react emotionally. The best move is to stay calm, set your boundary, and enforce it without explaining yourself. This makes her respect you because she sees that you are a man who does not tolerate nonsense. A woman will test you, but she only pushes men she sees as strong. If you fail these tests by getting emotional, explaining yourself, or reacting too much, she will lose attraction. But if you pass them by standing firm and remaining composed, she will naturally submit to your energy. A strong man controls himself first, then the situation. When you master your emotions, you automatically gain the upper hand. 4. Be willing to walk away. A man who is willing to walk away holds the ultimate power in any relationship. Women do not respect men who are afraid to lose them. The moment she senses that you need her more than she needs you, she will test your limits, push your boundaries, and slowly lose attraction. A man who gets what he wants from a woman is a man who knows he can replace her if necessary. Most men operate from fear. They fear that if they stand up for themselves, she will leave. They fear that if they stop chasing her, she will move on. This fear makes them weak, and women can sense it instantly. A woman might not say it out loud, but she knows when a man is afraid to lose her. And when she knows, she starts to lose interest. Why? Because women are drawn to men who have options. Even if you don't have multiple women lined up, your mindset should reflect that you do. You must carry yourself like a man who can walk away at any time, not because you want to, but because you know you don't have to settle for anything less than what you deserve. A practical example of this is when a woman starts playing games. She pulls away, becomes distant, or suddenly loses interest. A weak man panics. He asks her what's wrong, tries to win her back, and does whatever it takes to make her happy again. But a strong man does the opposite. He lets her go. He does not chase, he does not beg, and he does not explain himself. He simply removes his presence. When a woman sees that her absence does not shake a man, she begins to feel his strength. She realizes that he is not emotionally dependent on her, and that makes her value him more. Walking away is not about punishing her or playing games. It is about self-respect. A man who walks away does so because he refuses to tolerate disrespect, lack of interest, or emotional games. He does not try to convince a woman to choose him because he knows that a woman who truly values him will not put him in a position where he has to. If you have ever seen a woman chase after a man she once ignored, this is why. The moment a man withdraws his attention and focuses on himself, the dynamic shifts. She starts wondering why he is unaffected. She questions if she made the right decision. This curiosity turns into attraction, and suddenly she is the one trying to win him over. A man who knows his value never begs. He never convinces. He never settles. He simply sets his standards, and if a woman does not meet them, he walks away without hesitation. This is what separates men who get what they want from women from those who struggle for attention. 5. Set the frame and make her follow. A man who sets the frame is a man who controls the direction of the relationship. Women do not want to lead. They may test you, challenge you, and even resist at times, but deep down, they crave a man who sets the tone and makes the rules. If you do not set the frame, she will, and when that happens, you will find yourself adjusting to her emotions, her decisions, and her desires instead of the other way around. The frame is simply the foundation of power in any relationship. It is the energy that says, this is how things are going to be. A weak man lets a woman dictate how things go. If she wants to take things slow, he agrees. If she pulls back, he panics and chases her. If she is unsure about commitment, he waits around, hoping she will choose him. This is a man who is following rather than leading. A strong man does the opposite. He decides what he wants, communicates it, and moves forward with confidence. He does not change his behavior based on a woman's mood. He does not seek her approval before making a move. He does not wait for her to decide whether she wants him. He decides whether she is worthy of being in his life. This is what setting the frame looks like in real life. Let's take a practical example. A woman tells a man, "I'm not sure if I want something serious." A weak man panics. He starts convincing her why he is worth it. He says things like, "I understand, I'll wait for you," or "let's just see where things go." In this moment, he loses power because he has let her set the frame. Now, a strong man hears the same thing and responds differently. He says, "That's fine, but I only invest in women who know what they want." Then he continues living his life without waiting for her to decide. This response does two things. First, it sets a standard, and second, it forces her to step into his frame or lose him. When a woman sees that a man is not willing to adjust his direction for her, she respects him. She feels his value because he is not bending to fit into her reality. She has to adjust to his. Women do not want a man they can control. They do not want a man who asks for permission to lead. They want a man whose actions demand respect, a man who knows exactly where he is going and how he wants to be treated. When you set the frame, women naturally follow because they can feel the energy of a man who is in control of himself and his life. A woman who respects your frame will adjust to it. A woman who does not will leave. And that is exactly how it should be. 6. Never overinvest before she does. A man who overinvests too early sets himself up for failure. Most men give too much before a woman has even earned it. They shower her with attention, chase her endlessly, and make her the center of their world before she has done anything to deserve that level of commitment. This is a mistake. A woman values a man whose time and energy must be earned, not freely given. Think about it like this. When something is easy to get, it loses value. This is why women are naturally drawn to challenges. If a man is too available, always texting first, always showing up when she calls, and always bending over backward to make her happy, she begins to take him for granted. Not because she is cruel, but because it is human nature to overlook what comes too easily. A strong man balances his investment. He does not give more than he receives. He watches how much effort a woman puts in and matches it, not exceeds it. If she is texting, calling, planning dates, and showing genuine interest, he mirrors her energy. If she is distant, inconsistent, or nonchalant, he pulls back. He does not try to force her to like him. He lets her actions decide how much access she gets to him. Here's a practical example. A man meets a woman and instantly likes her. She's attractive, charming, and fun to be around. He wants to make a good impression, so he goes out of his way to please her. He texts her constantly, compliments her every day, and plans expensive dates. But instead of drawing her closer, she starts to seem less interested. She takes longer to reply, cancels plans, and gives excuses. Why? Because he's investing too much too soon. Now, picture another man who takes a different approach. He meets the same woman, but instead of chasing her, he lets her come to him. He is polite and engaging, but he does not flood her with compliments or chase her for attention. Instead, he gives her space to wonder about him. He allows her to put in effort, and only when she shows consistent interest does he start giving more. This creates balance. She feels that his attention is valuable, so she works to keep it. A woman does not respect a man who gives everything up front. She respects a man who pays attention to effort and invests accordingly. When you overinvest, you become predictable, and predictability is the enemy of attraction. When you pace yourself and let her meet you halfway, she sees you as a high-value man, one who is not desperate for her validation. If you want to get what you want from a woman, control your investment, give only as much as she is willing to give. If she is showing effort, reward it. If she is not, let her go. This is how a man ensures he is never taken for granted. 7. Walk away when necessary. A man who cannot walk away has already lost. The ability to leave when a situation no longer serves you is one of the strongest positions a man can have. Women test men all the time. They pull back, they become distant, they create drama just to see how you will respond. Most men fail these tests because they react emotionally, chase harder, or try to prove their worth. A strong man, however, understands his value. He knows that if a woman does not meet his standards, he is willing to walk away. Walking away does not mean playing games or pretending not to care. It means genuinely having the self-respect to leave when a woman is not giving you what you want. The moment a woman sees that you are afraid to lose her, she loses respect for you. And once respect is gone, attraction follows. Let's look at a real-world example. A man is dating a woman who starts becoming distant. She takes hours to reply to texts, cancels plans last minute, and gives excuses. Most men would react by trying harder, sending long messages, asking if she's mad, or waiting around for her to come back. This only makes things worse because she sees that she has power over him. Now imagine another man in the same situation. Instead of chasing, he pulls back. He does not double text. He does not ask for explanations. He does not wait around hoping she changes. Instead, he mentally checks out. He goes about his life, focuses on himself, and lets her feel his absence. Suddenly, she starts reaching out. She notices that he is not begging for her attention, and it triggers her desire to win him back. Why? Because he showed that he is willing to walk away. Women are attracted to men who have options. A man who does not tolerate disrespect. A man who is confident enough to leave a situation that no longer benefits him. When a woman sees that you can live without her, she respects you. and when she respects you, she will work to keep you. Walking away is not about manipulation. It is about setting a standard and sticking to it. If she treats you well, she gets your time. If she plays games, you remove yourself from the situation. It is that simple. This is the foundation of power in a relationship, the ability to leave without fear. Most men struggle with this because they fear losing the woman. But the truth is, you never really had her if you have to beg to keep her. Women are naturally drawn to men who know their worth and do not tolerate anything less than what they deserve. If you want to get what you want from a woman, the most powerful tool you have is the ability to walk away. Master this, and you will never be in a position where you are begging for her attention. Getting what you want from a woman is not about chasing, begging, or proving yourself. It is about understanding your value and standing firm in it. Women are naturally drawn to men who lead, set boundaries, and refuse to tolerate disrespect. The moment you stop over-investing, start setting standards, and show that you can walk away, you shift the dynamic in your favor. Attraction is not built through words, it is built through action. Master these principles, and you will never struggle with women again. You will move with confidence, get what you want, and never feel powerless in dating. If you're looking to take a deeper dive into these concepts, join my Podium community, link in the description. It's packed with powerful insights to help you master your masculinity in today's dating world. Stay strong, stay focused, and protect your power. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.